Today, we are going to look at an ancient map of the universe. It's this incredible vision of countless worlds, heavenly realms, and a cosmic structure that is just, well, mind-bogglingly huge. But hidden inside this map is a secret, a paradox really, that might just change the way you see our own world. Okay, let's get into it.
So just imagine for a second, a place where you never have to work, you don't get sick, you don't really get old, and you live for 1,000 years, guaranteed. Sounds pretty great, right? Well, according to this ancient cosmology, that world actually exists. But here's the twist. It's not the best place to be.
And this is where we hit the core paradox. Over on the left, you've got the paradise world, Uttarakuru, no suffering, no envy, a long, certain life. But look at the right. That's our world, Jambudvīpa. It's described with an uncertain lifespan, but also as the home of the courageous, the mindful, and the only place for the practice of the holy life. So why would a world full of struggle be considered so special? To figure that out, we first need to understand the map.
We're going to have to zoom way out and look at the structure of this entire cosmos, starting with its most basic building block.
Okay, so the basic unit is called a chakavala. The easiest way to think of it is like a single solar system. It's defined as the whole area where the light from just one sun and one moon can reach. And each one of these contains a complete set of cosmic features.
And here is where the scale just gets absolutely wild. The biggest cosmic unit described in these texts is the Great World Element, and it contains 1 trillion of those world systems. That's a million solar systems, and every single one has its own set of worlds.
So, inside every single one of those trillion systems, the layout is pretty much the same. You've got a massive cosmic mountain, Meru, right at the center. It's surrounded by oceans and 4 continents for humans. Then, layered above all that, you have heavens for divine beings called devas. And then even higher up, you get these purely mental realms for the most elevated beings, the Brahmas.
All right, let's zoom back in on those 4 human continents, because this is where we find our own world and that paradise we've been talking about. So these 4 great continents are arranged in the 4 cardinal directions, kind of like a compass, all around that central Mount Meru. Each one is a totally distinct human world, with its own vibe and its own rules. Our world, Jambudvipa, is the one in the south.
But it's the continent to the north that we're interested in right now. That one is called Uttarakuru, and this is the paradise world. It's described as a place of almost unimaginable ease and comfort.
Life here is just effortless. For example, when you're hungry, this special kind of rice just appears. All on its own. With no husk or anything, you just put it on these magical stones, and a fire automatically lights up and cooks it for you perfectly. No farming, no cooking, no cleanup.
Need clothes? Or, well, pretty much anything else. You just walk over to this giant wish-fulfilling tree, and whatever you need just appears on its branches for you to take. The whole concept of work or scarcity just doesn't exist there.
And it's not just about stuff. The perfection extends to life itself. People there live for a fixed lifespan of exactly 1,000 years, and they don't age. Women always look like they're 16, and men always look 20 for their entire lives. It's a world with no decay, no work, and no want.
So when you lay it all out like this, the contrast is just stark. Look at Uttarakuru in the north. Long, certain lifespan, no friction at all. The other 2 continents are pretty similar. But then you have our world, Jambudvipa, down in the south. Our lifespan is totally uncertain, and yet it's the only realm where a fully enlightened being can arise. And this brings us right back to that central mystery. Why on earth is the world of imperfection and uncertainty considered the most spiritually precious one?
I mean, it seems completely backwards, right? You would think the perfect world, the paradise, would be the goal. But this cosmology is arguing the exact opposite. So what is the crucial difference maker here?
Well, the answer seems to be a concept we can call existential friction. The idea is that real, deep spiritual growth doesn't come from comfort, it comes from pressure. The awareness that things are unstable, that there's suffering, that we're all going to die. These things aren't bugs in the system, they're features. They create the urgency we need to actually make a change.
So here's the crucial point. Life in that paradise of Uttarakuru is just so long and so easy and so comfortable that there's zero motivation to seek a way out of the cosmic cycle. Complacency is basically built in. But our world's challenges, our struggles, Those are the very things that forge courage and mindfulness. And this realization completely reframes the entire purpose of our existence here. It gives our world a unique and honestly an incredibly important status in this entire cosmic map.
It's because of this friction that our world, with all its flaws, all its uncertainty, is the only place with the right conditions for the highest spiritual attainment. It's the only human world that can serve as a launchpad to true, final enlightenment.
You know, when you place our world on this grand cosmic ladder of 31 possible planes of existence, you can really see how specific it is. It sits right there in the middle. It's above the really miserable states, but it's below the super blissful heavens, where life is just too comfortable for any deep spiritual work to get done. It's this delicate, rare, perfect balance.
So in the end, you realize this map isn't really an ancient model of the stars. It's a map for liberation. Its entire purpose is to show us just how unbelievably rare and precious a human birth in our specific world really is. It's like winning the lottery in a cosmic game of chance. So the final thought is this. This ancient map completely reframes our human condition. It suggests that our struggles, our uncertainty, and our very brief time here, they aren't a cosmic mistake. They are the very ingredients that make the highest potential possible. So the question it leaves us with is, what are you going to do with it?